What's up, guys? The day is Friday, May 8th. This is Coach Ashley, and I miss you so much. But bringing you the workout today from my guest room turned into sort of fitness center situation. We've got a fun, kind of dynamic strength for you today. And then we're also bringing back everyone's favorite movement, the overhead squat, in our workout today. So it should be fun. It should be challenging. And I think the sun is supposed to stay out a little bit again today. So I'm going to say this day is a win-win. But before we get into all that, I thought it might be funny to look up May 8th and a couple famous people's birthdays, as well as kind of some this day in history facts. So May 8th is the birthday of Enrique Iglesias, Harry Truman, Kemba Walker, and if you watch The Big Bang Theory and you know who Emily is with the red hair, it is also Laura Spencer's birthday today. And on this day in history, in 1877, it was the first Westminster Dog Show. In 1958, Dracula was released. In 1970, the Beatles released their Let It Be album. And then in 1999, a woman named Nancy Mace became the first female cadet to graduate from the Citadel Military College. So, just some fun facts for you on this Friday. But let's get into the day. So, the strength is an A, a B, and a C situation. So it purposefully does not say A1, A2, A3 today because we want you to complete all of A, and then you're going to complete all of B, and then you'll complete all of C. All right, so your A for today is going to be some clapping push-ups. So clapping push-up, a little bit more dynamic, kind of like a plyo push-up. It's going to be a little bit more explosive than your normal push-up. And what we're going to do for these is you're going to pick a number, so a max number that you can repeat for 4 sets. So you don't want to start in your first round and get 15 and then by your last set only be able to do 3. So kind of choosing a number in that middle ground that's going to be challenging but that you're going to be able to maintain. So you're going to do your max effort set of your push-ups. Let's say for me that's 8. I'm going to rest a minute and then I'm going to try to do 8 3 more times, each with a minute rest in between. So 4 rounds of your clapping push-up. Once you're done, you're going to go into weighted jumping squats. So just like a jump squat, air squat, you're going to explode up, and you can make it weighted by either putting a vest on or wearing a backpack with some weights in it. You could even maybe throw your dumbbell on your back and do your jump squats that way. But what you're going to do for those is you're going to do 20 of them. You're going to rest a minute, and again, you're going to go through that 4 times. And then once you're done with your jump squats, you're going to go to your elevated plank holds. So your elevated plank is simply holding a plank in the push-up position on your hands. You're going to hold your plank for a minute, rest a minute between, and I bet you can guess it's going to be for 4 rounds. So let's take a look at those movements and kind of how to attack them if you need to scale them back just a little bit. So for our clapping push-ups, all push-up rules apply first. So chest all the way down, all the way up, trying to keep that nice tight flat body without worming anywhere on your way up. And so the difference here is like I'm going to explode off my hands and try to get a little bit of a clap in the middle there. So these get a little bit harder, a little bit quicker. To scale it back, you can do the same thing from your knees. So I'm still trying to keep my body nice and flat as a board, and then pushing up with that explosive push and with a little bit of a clap. And then another way you can scale these back is whether you're going to do push-ups with a band or elevated on a box or something, you can lower yourself down and then explode up as fast as you can. So even though it doesn't look like it here, my effort on the way up is trying to be like much more greater than I normally would in a normal push-up. So that's just another way that you can scale those. And then we're going to go to the jumping squats. So here's the body weight version first. But then you're going to add some weight to it somehow, whether it's with a backpack or you're going to throw your dumbbell on your back. But what I want you to think here, what I want you to imagine is this is your power clean. This is your power snatch from home, right? So it's driving a lot of force from the floor through your feet, right up through your hips, and then kind of opening your hips up at the top. So think of this explosive move today as kind of like that power clean, that power snatch with a barbell in your hands. And the last part of our strength today is just that plank hold in the push-up position. So again, nice flat body throughout. Shoulders are right over your wrists. And then keeping your head nice and neutral. So don't want to be tucked down too much, but also don't want to be looking up too far either. All right, guys, great job with that. Hopefully you had a little bit of fun with those couple movements. But don't worry, the fun is about to continue with our 15-minute AMRAP for the workout today. It's going to start with 10 total reps of a complex that's going to have some dumbbell snatches, some overhead squats. I'll explain a little bit more about that in a sec. And then you're going to have a minute handstand hold. You're also going to have a minute of rest in the middle of your AMRAP. So kind of uncommon for when we do AMRAP style workouts. But you're still going to treat this just like you would an AMRAP. So I'm going to do my reps, I'm going to rest for a minute, and then hop right back in there. Some of us might end, let's say we end our round at 14:30, and then we go into that minute rest. That just means that your score at the end will be how many rounds you got up until that point. So a little bit different, but you can still treat it just like you would a normal AMRAP. The complex that you're going to go through today is going to be 10 total dumbbell snatches and overhead squats. So one rep is going to be 2 dumbbell snatches on one side and 2 overhead squats. Then I'm going to do 2 dumbbell snatches on the other side and 2 overhead squats, which would be 2. You're going to go until you get to 10 total. Then for your handstand hold, we'll talk about a couple ways to scale it, but you're going to hold as long as you can. If you need to come down, let's say you make it 40 seconds, you need to come down, shake your arms out real quick, and then you can kick back up for the rest of your 20 seconds, and then you'll get your minute rest. Try to hang on for as long as you can, just because you know that minute rest is about to come. But a minute is a long time to be upside down, we understand. So if you need to break it up a little bit, that is fine. But let's look at those movements really quick, and then we'll get you right into your AMRAP. So that dumbbell complex today, 2 power snatches right into 2 overhead squats on one side. Then you're going to switch and try the same thing on the other side. So 2 power snatches, 2 squats is going to equal 1 rep. You're going to go for 10 total. If you have some time today, roll out your lats, roll out your upper back, get a little bit of thoracic spine mobility going on to get you ready for those overhead squats. But of course, if they aren't in the cards today, you can simply scale it by doing your 2 power snatches and then bringing that dumbbell down to your shoulder for some front squats. The next thing we're going to go over really quick is just that handstand position that we're looking for today. So no matter how you're doing this, I'm looking for that nice straight body, shoulders, wrists, everything is in line, rather than this archy body, head sticking out kind of position here. So try to be nice and tight throughout, everything in one beautiful line. Here's scaling option number 1, so feet on a box or a bench. I'm going for as vertical as I can for this scaling option, and then trying to keep those arms nice and straight, always kind of pushing into the ground. Another option would be to do that part-way wall walk, so walking up as far as you're comfortable and holding there. If that feels okay to you, then you can continue walking up until your nose and toes are against the wall. The nose and toes handstand, of course, is called that because they're the only 2 things touching the wall, kind of forcing you to be in that nice, beautiful, hollow handstand position. And then if you're ready for it, you can always kick up and hold your handstand against your wall in the RX version.